Ladies and gentlemen, today's featured segment is presented to you by Radioactive Redhead. From Book 3 of the Warlock series, author Mike Bennett brings to life tales from distant lands, detailing the upset of Russian hegemony. Operators roam from Karachi to Jakarta. No stone is left unturned in the Panjshir. A CIA seamstress plies her craft. A Kurdish sniper takes her revenge. We present to you The Baltic Chain, Chapter 1. Sky glossed a foreboding pink. A prescient sun peeked over the horizon as they put the coast of Crimea astern. A new dawn arose, clouds moving in from the north against which daybreak cast its spectrum of colors. Red sky in morning, sailor's warning, Stu thought, remembering the New England fisherman's adages of his youth. The captain ordered that the sky was swept with radar. Watches were set peering for the silhouette of ship-killing missiles grazing over the waves. Taut, like hamstrings desperately needing to stretch, full relief would not be felt until the ship was moored safely at a pier at its next port of call in Bulgaria. Stu, Hank, and the SEALs, who had laid segments of the Sevastopol port to waste, gathered and watched the deck crew recover and tow the seal-delivering vehicles from the previous night's mission. No MiGs strafing the deck of the MV Ocean Trader with 30mm cannon fire, no Russian cruisers bearing down at flank speed in pursuit. Neither luck or their flimsy cover held. Unchallenged, the ship sailed west. Whisked away from Ben Gurion Airport, Hank rode in silence to the Israeli Naval Commando Base, where Jack awaited. He had received the invite on his satellite phone while on deck, reluctantly breaking the mesmerizing solitude of a ship navigating growing swells en route to well-deserved rest at port. The caller dispensed no indication of impending tasking, just orders relaying where to go, bona fides, and a near-recognition signal to exchange. Hank, a little rusty on his tradecraft, nearly hosed up the car pickup protocol. He recovered, coolly proffering the prescribed hat-tip sequence. He thought about what this could be about as the car passed over the retracted pop-up spikes and entered the realm of Israel's finest warriors, the Shayatet 13 Brigade. Surely they had lost the element of surprise for future incursion using an aquatic ruse. Jack stood as Hank entered the briefing room. He held out his hand in greeting. "Hi, Hank. I'm Jack. It's nice to finally meet you." Hank returned the gesture, looking over Jack's shoulders to the two others seated at the conference table. "I guess that's the nature of the business, but yes, great to finally meet." Jack magnanimously introduced one of the gentlemen. "Hank, I'd like you to meet my boss, John Prescott." The other man in the room was an Israeli engineer from Mossad's technology department. His name was Ofer Cohen, and he would accompany Hank back to Harvey Point, where the two would develop and test a drone system that Israel had recently acquired. Turkey had been very successful in manufacturing, utilizing, and marketing its Bayraktar TB2 drone. The TB2 was in such high demand and was so lucrative, Qatar and Ukraine had purchased a handful of systems at great expense. Through some sleight of hand, and without Turkey being cognizant the TB2 was being sold to a third party, the technology department found itself with a capability it could not test without prying eyes observing. The gist of the deal was for the U.S. to quietly host, not only testing the system in its current state and configuration, but to perhaps refine and miniaturize the electronics and antennas of the ground control stations. Phase 2 of the development would be to weaponize the airframe to mount air-to-surface missiles. What Jack had not confided was the outcome of the high-level meeting with the Warlock indeed had with the Israeli Prime Minister. The Prime Minister approved a highly compartmented joint con-op called Zephyr, in which the operational use of the Turkish drone was only one piece in a portfolio of integrated plans. If this preview broadcast has piqued your curiosity, the book in its entirety will be available for purchase from Amazon.com. Simply search The Baltic Chain by Mike Bennett and peruse a catalog of his latest works. Be sure to tune in to Radioactive Redhead to hear further excerpts from the Warlock series. This concludes today's featured segment from Radioactive Redhead. Stay safe, be prepared, and God bless.